What's up, everybody? Got to do a little Monday morning, and I did this once before. I did a little live here at the same time, so I got a little live on IG. It'll be the first 5 minutes of the episode. I'm gonna start off live, and it'll be if you miss any of this, it'll be the episode itself. It'll be the first 5 minutes here. Had to come on here because the DMs were hilarious, and I wanted to, the Bears. I want to give you like a story, right? So think about this moment in time. Think about where we are after the Super Bowl. Close your eyes for a second. I'll tell you a story, right? And I've tried to do this by DM, but some of the DM messages that I've gotten this morning from I'm going to call you guys nut huggers. I apologize, but this is what you are. I gotta tell you, this is what I thought it is. All right. 3 Super Bowl wins. You're coming off of 3 Super Bowl wins in a very short period of time. You've won the Super Bowl MVP. You've been to the Pro Bowl so many times. I don't know, 6 Pro Bowls, however many it is. Yeah, let's just give them 6. It might not even be 6. I'm going to say 6 Pro Bowls, 3 Super Bowl wins in a very short period of time, in a matter of years. You've won 3 Super Bowls, and people are talking about all the things you can do going forward. People are talking about all of the great things. You're going to be the GOAT. I mean, you may already be the GOAT because you're so young, and you've already won 3 Super Bowls at such a young age. You've helmed this team, America's team, people are calling it. And you're going to be that guy. You're going to win more. I mean, you have so many years ahead of you that it's already there. It's in the prices. It's in the cards. Like you can't go wrong, right? You're watching greatness. This is going to be the next great quarterback. As a matter of fact, he's already the greatest quarterback. So why not buy his cards? Why not shout from the rooftops? Why? Because I just described Troy Aikman. Yeah, not Patrick Mahomes. Troy Aikman won Super Bowl 27, 28, and 30. He won 3 Super Bowls in 4 years, and he won 6 Pro Bowls, and he was a Super Bowl MVP, and he was the quarterback of America's team, and nobody cares. Well, I mean, what if he goes on and does more than that? What if he goes on and wins more than 3 and 4? What if he wins 4 in 5 years? 4 Super Bowls in 5 years. I mean, that's got to be – I mean, he's the GOAT already, right? I mean, he's the GOAT already. 4 Super Bowls in 5 years. What if he goes on and he wins Super Bowl 10, 11, 13, and 14, makes him Terry Bradshaw? Not a lot of Terry collectors out there. I mean, people collect his stuff as sort of like a novelty, I guess, because he's the dumb guy on the TV show that you watch the NFL pre-show, right? I mean, it's Terry Bradshaw, right? I mean, he's pretty awesome. I mean, but 4 Super Bowls. I mean, you got to be the GOAT, right? You got to dethrone Brady. 4 Super Bowls. I mean, even if it takes him a little longer, let's say it takes like 7 years or 8 years or 9 years. Let's say 8 or 9 years, and he wins a 4th Super Bowl. He's got to be the greatest. And what if we even were able to go back on his record and erase all of the losses that he has in Super Bowl? Only 1 right now, but losses. He never loses in a Super Bowl. He wins 4 Super Bowls in like 8 years. Then he wins Super Bowl 16, 19, 23, 24, and he's Joe Montana. Wait a second. I thought we were coming on here to talk about Mahomes. I thought winning 3 Super Bowls in 4 years and being the MVP and the quarterback of America's team made you the GOAT now. No, that made you Troy Aikman. I thought winning 4 Super Bowls in 5 years made you better than Brady. No, that just made you Terry Bradshaw. I thought winning 4 and never losing and not even throwing a pick in the Super Bowl made you better than – no, that's just Joe Montana. And let me just tell you about Brady. Not only did Brady win 3 in 4 years when he won 36, 38, and 39, but he came back at the second half of his career and won 4 of the next 7. I mean, he did basically an Aikman and a Bradshaw. Now, here's my point, right? And then I'll continue with the episode. I don't want to do 5 minutes on the live, and then you guys will have to get the episode later, right? A little sneaky peeky. Because I want to read some of my DMs. That'll make for a fun episode. Is this, all right? The people who are holding Mahomes cards now, the people who are hoping that Mahomes stuff is going to fly because he's the GOAT now, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying you may be right. I may be crazy. But it just may be a lunatic you're looking for. Sorry, I saw Billy Joel on Friday. Had to be done. But the point is true. You're right. He could be. But remember, Aikman could have been. Bradshaw could have been. Staubach could have been. Bart Starr could have been. Brett Favre could have been. Peyton Manning could have been. Jim Plunkett could have been. All of these guys could have been. Mahomes is the now. Mahomes is the could be now. So people love him. And he's also the could be now. Bledsoe could have been. Bledsoe. Don't get me started on Bledsoe basement sports cards. You're going to derail this whole train. And it's a good train. It's a crazy train. It's on the tracks. And I'm not tangent. I'm sticking with this. It could have been. He may be. And trust me, there's nobody in the world who wants a dethroning of Brady as the GOAT more than me. I'm a Raider fan. I'm a Bledsoe collector. I got it from two ends. Plus, New York and Boston, we're not always simpatico. So I would love it. I would love it. There have been a lot of could have beens, is my point. A lot of could have beens. And Mahomes still can be. He's 28. He's got amazing stats. He's done amazing things. I give him all the credit in the world for winning, right? That's 3 Super Bowls. That's amazing. There are not many people who have done that. But there are plenty. I just named a bunch of them. So let's not call him the GOAT yet. Let's enjoy the ride. Let's enjoy the greatness as it's going. But I will leave you with this on the live, and I'll let you go. You guys can play it. I'm going to continue on the episode. People are counting his Super Bowls. He's going to three-peat. He's going to do this. And yes, this is a different team. He's a different player. But there were 50 years of NFL before Mahomes got to the Chiefs. 50 years. Do you know how many Super Bowls the Chiefs won in the first 50 years before he got there? Uno. It's not that easy. It's not easy to get there. It's not easy to win. The NFL is a gauntlet. I give him a lot of credit for getting through it and winning these 3. Now, there's my live for this morning. Going to finish up the episode here. You guys enjoy the day. That was an awesome Super Bowl. Got to give him credit. Fun game to watch. Talk to you guys soon. And there you go. Got to do 5. It's actually like 7 minutes of live. And we're on here and we're doing our fun stuff. And I'll share this and we'll post it. And, you know, is he the GOAT? I'm going to put up there. That's going to be what I write. And we'll share it for people and we'll go from there. And I'll post it and we'll have a little bit of fun. Because I got to post that. This way you guys can read the back and forth. I'm going to just read one. I'm not going to tell you who it is. I'm going to read one kind of fun little thing. Is he the GOAT? We'll share it. But now we'll get into this. You ready? Well, I might as well just jump right in, right? We'll just read it. I'm going to have to scroll up a little bit. Because the end is, you keep on hating. I'm going to go watch the Super Bowl again and watch greatness. Have a good day. So I guess the conversation's over. You ready? I'm going to read it. I'm not going to tell you who it's from, but I'm going to read it. You ready? And it's a fun little back and forth. It's part of what I miss about Andrew. I got to tell you, you know, it's part of what I miss. It really is, right? Because the back and forth and the ability to have these conversations. So maybe I got to bring on some more Andrews. Maybe I got to bring on a Mahomes person who's going to be able to have this back and forth. It's sort of like sitting at a bar and having a conversation over a beer. Now, let me start by saying I may not be right. And that's the fun part about conversations in sports. And before I read this, let me also say this. The greatness of Mahomes, the conversation about how great he is or where he will end up in the Mount Rushmore, the Pantheon, whatever you want to call it, of great quarterbacks, that's also very different than what happens with the prices of his cards. And let's make sure we're aware of that as well, okay? Because a lot of what I talk about is card values, right? A lot of what I talk about is what's going to happen. And guys, just scroll through IG today. Just scroll anywhere. Get on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. And all the auction houses are trying to talk to you about getting your Chiefs cards in, getting your Mahomes cards in. There are more Kelsey cards for auction in the last month and in the next month than have been for sale in his entire career, right? And Mahomes stuff, there are people who bought Mahomes and are now looking to exit. There are people, Mahomes fans, Mahomes card investors, who were hoping for him to win a 3rd Super Bowl so that they can sell. Now, obviously, they're happier that he won than he lost, because they try to sell after a loss. It's not going to go over as well. But the funny thing is that with the win, The supply comes out, guys. The supply comes out, and you're going to see more of his cards available for sale in the next month than you've ever seen before. And it happened the last Super Bowl. I remember his Prism, they call it Prism Silver, but his Prism card, it was everywhere. And people were shocked that after he won the Super Bowl, you could get that card for less money than before he won. Like, you figure, oh, he won, it's got to go up in value. No. And the simple reason for that was so many of them came out because everybody had the same idea. Everybody had the same thought. The same thought was, oh, he's going to win. It's going to go up in value. He's going to make a Hall of Fame. It's going to go up in value. He's going to do this. It's going to go up in value. But if everyone's thinking the same thing and everybody thinks, oh, wow, when that happens, I'm going to sell and sell for more, all that happens is everybody has the same idea, sell. There's more sellers than there are new buyers coming in. That just means more supply than demand. Price goes down. It's economics. It doesn't mean that he's bad. It doesn't mean that he should have lost. It doesn't mean that he's worse for winning the game. He's a great quarterback, one of the greats of all time. Heck, I posted a story today to put him number 2. Why? Is he better than Montana? I mean, Montana won 4 over the course of 8 or 9 years, right? Mahomes has done a lot at an early stage, maybe more than anybody at an early stage of his career, helped by, look, Brady won 3 in 4 years and was helped by a very good defense at the beginning also. But point being, he's great. No one can doubt his greatness. Nobody. But that doesn't mean his card prices are going to go up. So anyway, somebody messaged me right after the Super Bowl and started doing the whole overrated thing, hearkening back to me saying that Mahomes was overrated. I thought he said he was overrated, lots of emojis, little tears, little cry stuff. So I said I did say he was overrated. I also said we'd learn a lot about him this postseason. You can hear what you want. Enjoy the win. It may be your last. Of course, I have to poke, Wow, you're just angry and a hater. It sucks to be wrong, doesn't it? I said, I'll let you know how it feels to be wrong when I'm wrong for the first time in my life. I'm sorry you are so familiar with how much it sucks. I'll give you credit for one thing. You might be the only one holding this week, expecting your Mahomes cards to increase in value. Maybe he's not overrated. But if I was the only one who thought that, I was the only holdout, the only person in the world saying the Mahomes is overrated, well, then who's changing their mind about him this week after this win? Me and no one else. And you're not getting me to buy your Mahomes cards. Think about that. If I'm the only one who thought he was overrated before this, everybody else thought he was the GOAT. Everybody else thought he was fantastic. How many new buyers are coming in? This guy's made $1 million selling Mahomes and has even more high-end left. After they three-peat, we can revisit this. I'm holding long-term. Selling now is foolish. You get that? After they three-peat, we can revisit this. Okay. I said, you know what that means, right? Supply up, demand same, price down. I said the three-peat. Good luck. That very well may happen. And if it does, we can have a conversation then. Hell, let's talk in 7 years when people talk about how Mahomes is 35, is one of the greats, had a Hall of Fame career, but what could have been if he ever won a 4th? Now, is that me being an ass? No. That is me saying something that's just as likely to happen as a three-peat. Maybe he never gets back to a Super Bowl again. I talked about Aikman and Bradshaw and Montana and Brady and Staubach and Bart Starr and Brett Favre. I didn't even mention Aaron Rodgers. How about Dan Marino? Considered one of the great quarterbacks of all time. Got to 1 his rookie year, lost it to Montana, by the way, and just never got back for the rest of his career. It's very hard to get to the Super Bowl and win it. So I want to give him credit for winning and winning 3 times. But the people who are holding his stuff, they're already counting a three-peat. Not just that he's going to win another one sometime in his career where he's got a lot of years left. No, he's going to win next year, which may happen. But if you're already counting that in a value increase, it's interesting. So I said, what if he, never wins again? A blue chip card is always a long-term hold. I said, it depends on what you consider blue chip. And remember, Mahomes has 10 cards for every blue chip Brady has and 50 for every blue chip Montana. So don't forget that. He's already better than Brady. Already better than Brady. People will always pay for the rare, high-end, high-grade Mahomes. I said, he's better than Brady? I may give him better than Montana, because even though Montana won more, Mahomes is still young. But Brady won 7. Mahomes has a long way to go at this stage of their respective careers. Okay, we're moving the goalposts. That's fine. I said, be happy with number 2 on the all-time list at 28 years old. I mean, that is an accomplishment. It's amazing. We don't have to say he's the GOAT just yet. If he keeps winning, sure. But it's very hard to do. He's done more by 28 than anyone. But there are no guarantees. He makes a ton of money. It's hard to build a team around an expensive quarterback with that big of a contract. Enjoy the win today. But no, he may never get back there. Oh, I don't think the 7 Super Bowls that Brady won matters. Bill Russell won over 10 championships, but Jordan is still considered the GOAT. I said, yeah, but Jordan never lost. And football is very different. Football is a very quarterback-driven sport. Big team, but quarterback. And remember, in the 50 years before Mahomes, the Chiefs only won 1 Super Bowl. It's not easy to get there. It's not easy to win. Oh, Brady lost to Eli twice and Nick Foles, just saying. I love the emotions. I love the debate. I said, yes, he lost 3, but he won 7. Mahomes can lose 3 if he goes and wins 8. And then I'll call him the GOAT. But that means he needs to go to 11 Super Bowls. If they're the first team to three-peat, the debate is over. That'll be 4 Super Bowls, 10 years left to get 3 more. He's the GOAT. Okay, again, moving the goalposts. Now, a three-peat, which, yes, has never been done. People have come close. Like I said, Aikman won 3 in 4 years, and Bradshaw won 4 in 5. I guess a three-peat means it's over. The conversation's done. We don't have to have any more conversation. I said, okay. You said three-peat, the debate's over. He could have 4, and then in 10 years, to get another 3. It's attainable. I said attainable and over are 2 very, very different things. If he wins again next year, that will be amazing. But don't forget that Troy Aikman won 3 Super Bowls in 4 years. No one even talks about him now. There's a recency bias. And your bias is greater because you are a fan and holder of his cards. It's unfortunate because it would be fun to have an objective conversation. Over the course of NFL history, there have been many Mahomes. Guys who won and had a chance to be the GOAT. Maybe he does it. But right now, it's a maybe. And that's the problem. People don't want to accept a maybe. I said Montana handed the GOAT over to Brady. Many thought Montana was going to hand it to Aikman or Favre or Steve Young. All big-time winners. Now Brady. And many think Mahomes is next. Go look at the stats. Numbers don't lie. Mahomes right now is the best to do it. It's not bias. It's facts. It's stats. And don't get me Favre. Favre was a bum. Okay, maybe now at the end of his career, you could say that. And maybe people might say that about Mahomes if he never gets back. Who knows? I said, but now we're talking about stats or moving the goalposts. Stats are a different game. They can't be compared. Was Wilt the GOAT? Wait a second. Look at his stats. They're so much better than everyone else's. So you get that shit out of here. Stats. You change the goalpost. I said you can't compare individual stats across generations because the game changes. All you can compare is winning. And while he has won, right now he's Bradshaw. He's Aikman. Can he be Brady or better? Sure. But let's just pause there and realize it is, can he be better? Sure. Admit it, Cage, you're a hater. People like you make life interesting. You're such a hater. I said, listen, read your own message. I'm not a hater. Just read. You're giving him a three-peat. I'm saying maybe that doesn't happen. Stop typing for a second and read. Don't type, read. Scroll up. You'll read and see it, my man. I'm just saying maybe he doesn't three-peat. Maybe he doesn't go back again. Maybe he doesn't win 8 Super Bowls. Boy, you're upset. I think you're hopped up on Coke. Now, I was scared for a second. I said, no, it's Dr. Pepper. Diet Dr. Pepper. So not upset at all. I don't really own football cards. And P.S. I hate Tom Brady more than anyone and would love someone to dethrone him as the GOAT. I just preach Mahomes ain't it until he is. Everybody else out there is saying he is. I've seen half dozen Mahomeses in my life. Brady was one of them. Remember that. I thought Montana was the unquestioned GOAT, and then Brady came, and then Brady won 3 and 4. And people were talking about Brady. Now, he was a system QB at the time, and a lot of it was the defense, and a lot of it was, tuck rule and luck rule and snow games and all kinds of crap. But then he won 4 more after that and made it kind of hard. But he had to go back and win. He had to do it, right? He had to go. Aikman won 3 and 4. When he said no one has ever done what Mahomes has done in this shorter period, there has never been a Mahomes. Wrong. Aikman won 3 and 4. Bradshaw won 4 and 5. Montana won 4 in a row. Brady won 3 and 4, and then again won 4 and 7 later. Aikman's not even considered a top 10 quarterback. I said, but think about what people were saying about him after he won that third. Just think about it. Let it sink in. After he won that third in 4 years, he was America's team. People said he was going to win 5 and be the GOAT. Staubach, another Mahomes. This is a Cowboys fan. I said, there's not too many Roger Staubach collectors out there. You keep on hating, I'm going to go watch the Super Bowl over again and watch greatness. It's just an example. This is an early morning back and forth, 20 minutes. So, guys, I read you this just because it's the back and forth. It's a lot of fun. And I deserve the conversations because I did go out there a couple of weeks ago and say that I thought Mahomes is overrated. But I also said in the next sentence, we're going to learn a lot about him over the next couple of weeks because he had to go on the road. He had to play the teams that got their buys. And this gauntlet, I'm not going to say he beat the best QBs in the league, right? Because if you look at the numbers, right, he didn't beat, a former MVP. Oh, wait, yes, he did. He didn't beat a guy who could have won MVP this year. Yeah. Think about what he did there. He ran through both 1 seeds. Now, if I wanted to be a naysayer, right, I could say he's won 3 Super Bowls against inferior quarterbacks. I don't know what Brock Purdy's going to turn out to be. He may be the guy. He may be the the foil, right? The Nadal to Federer, right? These guys may go back and forth now. He may be the Peyton Manning to Brady. You never know. We'll see. If that happens, that'll be great. But the guy beat what was put in front of him, and that's all he can do. And went on the road, beat Josh Allen, beat Lamar, who was the MVP in Baltimore, beat that 1 seed, and then went and beat the other 1 seed as a slight underdog, 1.5 points, I think it was, in the Super Bowl. So this is not a hate Mahomes episode. It's not. I think Mahomes is great. I think you saw him put the team on his back last night, scrambling. Reed had some great play calls. If you were in my house, you were hearing me yell, scramble, let Purdy scramble. You see what Mahomes is doing? Why don't they run that for Purdy? But you guys know, obviously, I had Purdy bet over 11.5 rushing yards, and it came in. Big winner by half a yard. All the confidence in the world. Mahomes listen, give the dude his due. But, number one, there's just as good a chance that he never gets back to a Super Bowl again. And people who are Mahomes nut huggers, Mahomes fans, Mahomes card holders also have to factor that into the equation. That's one. Maybe he does get back there. That would be awesome. That would be cool. It'd be good for cards, right? People talking about Mahomes as the GOAT. You know, that was a great thing about football cards and basketball cards. You had Jordan, you had LeBron. Who knows who's going to take over next? I guess we'll see. Having that unquestioned torch carrier is a great thing. Maybe he never does it again. But more importantly, for the next month or so, it's going to surprise some people who have never seen it before. There are people who are going to try to sell their Mahomes cards. And they're not going to be happy with what they sell for. And that's the moral of the story. Hope you enjoyed this, guys. We'll talk to you soon. Enjoy your Monday.